What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. In today's video I'm going to be making some carving knives. So I have this piece left over from where I was forging a bigger knife, and it's my leftover piece. It's 300 layers of Damascus, and I'm going to forge it down and make some carving knives. And I'm going to be making some more from some different materials, but we're basically going to base the video off of this guy right here. So pretty much I'm making these because I want to get a stock of some gifts you can buy for Father's Day, and I thought carving knives seemed like a pretty good idea. So I'm going to be making some small carving knives. Alright, let's get started. So first things first is I'm going to work down this piece to a manageable size. I'm going for about a 1/2 inch by 1 inch piece, and from there I'll start forging out my knives. So this idea came from the fact I was just hanging out and I was wondering, what can I make that I can sell, that I can batch work a little bit and sell for Father's Day that would be a pretty cool little unique gift. And I remembered that a few years ago I worked with a guy who had a whittling channel, and I made him some whittling knives that he used for carving. I made 2, and I sent him one for his review and for him to keep, and another one for him to give away to his audience. So I figured that'd be a cool thing to do, and I have this leftover piece of Damascus from the video that was supposed to come out this week, but I was not able to finish, and so I decided to work that piece down and make a couple whittling knives. Throughout the video I call them carving knives because you use them to carve wood, but in general that's what they are. They are whittling knives. And so I marked off my anvil, and I'm giving myself 3 inches for the blade roughly, and then I'm giving myself about 2 inches for drawing out the tang. So as I was editing this video out, I noticed that it might get a little confusing along the way here in the forging process, but that is because I'm doing multiple at a time. So I'm switching back and forth between different pieces. Once I cut one off, the other one's heating up. So then I move on to forging out the tang, getting it as long as I can and thinning it out. And then I move on to working the next piece and forging in my tip. So the steel I'm working with is actually 300 layers of random pattern Damascus, and in the forging it down into a manageable piece for these knives, I ended up moving it around. So in some parts it's gonna look like random Damascus, in other parts it's gonna be straight lines. So just be wary, sometimes that's part of the process, especially once you start squishing it down to thinner, smaller parts. So the press came in handy here because I was able to cut off all the pieces whenever I needed to after I separated my length and my tang, and it made pretty quick work of it. So that piece that I made a few videos back for cutting that I spent a little extra time on is already paying off big time. Overall, I had a lot of fun forging these out. It's been a while since I've done this much forging. And if you forge, you know that the smaller the piece, sometimes it's more difficult to work with. In this case, it went by pretty quick, but it definitely was a lot of work. Alright guys, so we are done forging. These two I already had laying around. This is a ring from coffee from the last video I did. And I forged out these guys. They are Damascus. Some are 100 layer, some are 300 layer. And these are 1085. I got 4 out of this guy. I have 5 here. And I got 2 more extras that I had forged probably like a year ago. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go on ahead and get all these guys profiled so I can heat treat them. So the profiling for these guys went pretty straightforward. It was a breeze. All I had to do was do a little bit of cleanup on the edges to make sure they're nice and straight, and then drew up the shoulders on here a little bit. That way I have a nice transition point between the blade and the handle. The thing about these knives is that they have a very fat handle because you need to grip it really good, and so you can apply force. I've never really used them before, but I mean, the common sense dictates that's why they're made like that, and at least to me it makes sense. So what I ended up doing was cleaning off the Damascus ones really well, and the other ones I just kind of left the scale on it. That way it would have a little bit of extra flair to it and it wouldn't just be a solid flat piece of regular steel. And so we move on to the quench. This is the first time I've actually quenched this many knives in one go, and since they were relatively thick, the quench went pretty quick and nothing really warped. Alright, so I have all the knives tempered. They're looking pretty good. I'm going to put them in some muriatic acid to clean them off, get any of the scale off. That way I can hit them up on the wire wheel to make sure that they're nice and clean. And then we're going to go on ahead and do our final grind, put our bevels in, and get them ready for handle. So I have to say this in every video where I use muriatic acid, but definitely do this in a well ventilated area and wear proper PPE because this stuff is toxic and horrible to breathe in. So we are out of the acid. I've gone on ahead and neutralized the acid on these guys in some baking soda and water. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to clean them up on the wire wheel and we're going to get on to our finished grinding. The grinding for these knives was a bit of a pain, I won't lie. The smaller the knife is, the more difficult it is to hold, especially if it is a hidden tang like these guys are. But the benefit of doing a batch is that by the time I got done with the first one, I kind of had a feel for it, so doing the rest of them was a lot easier. Once I got high enough on grit, I switched over to the Scotch Brights and I ended up going with the fine and extra fine to give it a nice clean finish. I don't want to hand sand these guys, but I do want the finish to be nice enough to be able to etch. Alright guys, so we're going to start working on the handles. Here I have a piece of wood. It's called granadil. I have no idea, but I have that and I have a piece of Paduke. I'm only going to do 2 handles on video right now because I'm trying to get this video out. But I have the knives ground here and they're just hanging out in baking soda. So I'm going to go ahead and get 2 of these done for you guys. And I'll do the rest off screen. One thing I didn't know is that if it spends enough time in the baking soda, it actually starts bringing out the Damascus pattern. I don't know if you can see it. But that pattern starts popping out. Oh, there you go. You can see it right there. So that looks pretty cool. This one I think I'm going to end up keeping because I have that delamination that I couldn't grind out. And I ground this guy pretty thin, but I couldn't quite grind it out, so I'm probably going to end up keeping this guy. But I'm going to get 2 of these guys, a Damascus one and a regular one, and I'm going to go on ahead and finish them up for you guys. I want to take a quick moment to just talk about the idea behind this knife. So about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I was laying in bed because I had drank an energy drink after not having caffeine for well over a week, and I was basically fresh. And then I had a Bang energy drink my brother brought me, and that ruined my sleep for about a day and a half. And as I was laying in bed not being able to sleep, I was thinking about what kind of products I can provide and something I can make that can give a unique Father's Day experience, since Father's Day is coming up. And so I thought about doing these guys and doing a bit of a package deal, like a little carving kit. So it will include the knife, it will include a piece of wood to be able to carve on, and I will also be making leather strops to send along with them. So it's gonna end up being a package deal. I still have to make the strops, and I should be making them this week. They shouldn't take too much time. I have all the woodworking stuff at my disposal to make them. So I thought that'd be a pretty cool little deal and a pretty cool little gift for a father to receive, and they can learn how to whittle and maybe pick up a new hobby, just like I like to pick up hobbies. And fortunately, since one came out not very good looking because of a delamination it had, I'm going to be keeping that one for myself, and I'll probably, once I have some downtime, figure out how to whittle myself. the main reason why I like to do this kind of work is because I like working with my hands and I like making stuff. So I figure I'll probably like whittling as well. So I ended up making notches in the tang. That way it can hold better with the epoxy. And for anybody that says that the epoxy is not strong enough and the notches and it's gonna come out, and when I try to chop a tree down with this whittling knife, that it's gonna break or it's gonna fall off the handle, be sure to write in detail in the comments down below how all that is gonna happen. That way I can reply to you and we can have a back and forth conversation, and that can increase the engagement on my video. I would really appreciate that. And for everybody else, let me know what you think about these knives. Let me know if you would pick one up. I will only have 10 available, and so once they're gone, they're gone. And I probably won't be making any more anytime soon because honestly, this was a lot of work. Doing batch work is a lot of work, and I'm still not even done with them yet. But the strops are something I plan on keeping on my shop, so I'll probably make some extra strops to have on there for anybody that is interested in buying those. Also, if you're not subscribed, this is a great time to do so since I'm over here yapping about this stuff. Now's a great time to subscribe if you're not subscribed. It really helps out the channel grow. It's very, very free, so I don't see why you wouldn't do it. And if you're watching the video, you probably enjoy the video and you enjoy the work that I do, so definitely go and subscribe if you're not subscribed, because somewhere around 90% of you guys that are watching are not subscribed, and I'm like, that's a ridiculous number. You should subscribe. You obviously like what you're watching, so do me the favor of subscribing and I will keep making cool stuff for you guys. So back to the build. What I'm doing here is I'm thinning out my material and I'm giving it a bit of a curve. So the handles on these guys are kind of chunky and they're curved, and I understand why they're like that. It's just for you to be able to very comfortably fit it in the palm of your hand, and you can squeeze it pretty good in case the material that you are carving is a little bit on the thicker, harder wood side. So I'm trying to make it as close as what the pictures I've seen without really knowing any of the dimensions, just go by the feel and how it feels in my hand. So after I got the rough shape, all I'm doing is knocking off all the corners, and then from there knocking off those corners, and from there rounding it off as much as possible. And I periodically stop, hold it in my hand, and make sure it's comfortable, and wherever it doesn't feel comfortable, I go on ahead and take a little bit of material off of there. All of this is really just off of feel. I'm not gonna say it's gonna come out perfect because I don't really own one, so I'm just going based off of the last one I've made, and it's been about 2, maybe 3 years since then. Probably 3 years since then. Yes, definitely over 3 years since then. So I don't really know off the top of my head exactly how they are supposed to go. And after some hand sanding and a little bit of touch up, once I put on the oil, they look great. These guys will be soaking overnight, and hopefully that works out pretty well. I love putting the oil on the Paduk because it makes that red pop, and I'm a sucker for that. It is by far one of my most favorite woods, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the build thus far, because in all honesty, I would not be able to be doing these videos and all these builds without you guys' support. This is a very expensive hobby, and so I really appreciate your support, and thank you. Alright guys, so I'm done with these knives. They came out pretty nice. I'm very happy with the way they look. They feel great in the hand. And overall, I think this is going to be a nice little whittling knife. And this one right here is made from 1085, and I blacked it out just to make it look a little bit nicer. Overall, I'm pretty happy with these knives. Now, I was planning on releasing this video next week, but due to, life, I wasn't able to get another video done for you guys this week. You'll get that video next week. And I was hoping to finish all these guys. I only got 2 in time for this video for this week. So next week, I should have the rest of them done, and they will all be for sale next week when the next video comes out. And I think they'll make neat little Father's Day gifts. So stay tuned for that. And if you're interested in helping support the channel, you can always go out and check out my online store, link in the description down below, where I have other knives for sale that are just as cool as these guys. So you can check those out if you want to buy and help support the channel. I'd greatly appreciate that. Other than that, thank you very much for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.